What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm here with my predictions for UFC Fight Night Dolidze versus Imavov, the Bedtime BICKS. They're locked in, okay? I'm locked in with my predictions. I mean, this main event is insane. Talk about a mid-off in the main event. This is an insanely mid main event, but let's get into all my predictions for this card. Let's go to the prelims, bro. We got some good fights on this card. I'm kind of excited. Starting off, heavyweight division. We got Thomas Peterson versus Jamal Pogies. I swear to God, I've seen Jamal Pogies fight one time. Never heard of this Peterson dude in my life. You know, it is what it is. I'm going to go with Jamal Pogies by decision. Maybe a TKO because he's got the reach advantage. He's a bigger heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, he's more of a natural heavyweight than Peterson. Peterson just strikes me as a guy that's kind of out of shape, you know what I'm saying? And he's got good grappling, but at heavyweight, it's not actually about skill. It's just about who's bigger, who's more natural for the weight class, who's got the reach advantage as well. And I think Jamal Pogies going to win with his boxing, with his takedown defense, and win a very boring decision. You know, it is what it is, dude. Let's move on. We got Landon Quinones versus Markel Medeiros. All right, pretty good fight. Couple of casual nobodies, but it is what it is. I've seen Landon Quinones fight against Nasrat Haqparast. That was a pretty good fight, dude. And I'm seeing a lot of people pick Markel Medeiros. He's a pretty good prospect. He's 8-1. He's on a 6-fight win streak, I believe. He's a very good young talent. But I'm gonna go with Landon Quinones. I'm gonna say Quinones wins by decision. I think he's gonna put a good pace on Markel Medeiros. It's gonna be a back and forth scrap. I don't think it's gonna be very conclusive either way. I think this is gonna be fight of the night. 29-28 decision. It's a bit of a coin flip in my opinion. These are two really good fighters, two actually very exciting guys to watch. I know I called them a couple of casual nobodies, but they're actually pretty good. And I'm gonna say Landon Quinones gets this one done. I just feel like he's gonna have some improved confidence, I guess, from hanging in there against Nasrat Haqparast. You look at what he did to Jamie Mullarkey. You know, you look at what he's done to other guys in the UFC. Landon Quinones proved that he can you know, take a good shot. He's got really high pressure, good boxing. And I think he's going to pull off a win in this one. Landon Quinones by decision. Let's move on. We got Luana Carolina versus Julija Stoliarenko, bro. All right. Pretty sure she submitted Molly McCann. I mean, that's not really that impressive. I feel like I could submit Molly McCann pretty easily. So, don't really know why she's getting hyped up so much, dude. Literally, like I said, I could probably armbar Molly McCann pretty easily. Luana Carolina coming off a good win against an undefeated fighter, I believe. She's got the reach advantage. She's more of a striker, but she's good. She's well-rounded. I would say Julia Stoliarenko, if she wins, it's going to be by round 1 armbar. You know what I'm saying? She's playing UFC in real life like it's fucking career mode, dude. She's just spamming fucking L2 and triangle, trying to get the takedown, hit that armbar. If that doesn't happen for her, she's cooked. So I'm going to say Luana Carolina by 29-28 decision. I think she's going to get this one done. Classic WMMA moment. She's going to get the W. Also, Julia Stoliarenko, cutting down to flyweight. I'm pretty sure she's had a tough time making bantamweight in the past, so I feel like she's going to have a bit of a tough weight cut. She seems quite big for the division, and I think that Luana Carolina is going to get this one done. She's going to be more comfortable. She's going to be more well-rounded. She's going to be able to go longer in the fight, so Luana Carolina gets this one done by decision. Let's move on. We got Lee Ji-Yong versus Blake Builder. Blake Builder, this dude's on my Instagram every fucking week, dude. I see this guy all the time, dude. But I've seen him fight one time, and it was against Shane Young, dude. It was against fucking Shane Young, bro. And it was competitive, dude. So, for that reason alone, I'm picking Lee Ji-Yong, bro. I'm picking him to get this one done. He's got the reach advantage. That's something we always like to see. I'm pretty sure he's from Road to UFC, so those guys are usually pretty good. I'm pretty sure most of those guys come in and win their first fight in the UFC. So, for that reason alone, plus the fact that Blake Builder's, you know, a bit of a shorter kind of featherweight, you know, he's stocky, but his striking is kind of iffy. Like his grappling is kind of his bread and butter. I think that, you know, the size difference and also the striking skills of Lee Ji-Yong, he's going to get this one done by either round 2 KO or honestly probably a decision. I think Blake Builder's a pretty tough guy, and I think Lee Ji-Yong is going to get this one done by maybe a decision or a KO. So let's move on, bro. Don't put UFC 300 here, dude. It's not happening. All right, we got Themba Gorimbo versus Pete Rodriguez. I was almost tempted to pick Pete Rodriguez. I was like, you know what? This guy's actually pretty good. Like, I remember watching him fight and kind of being like, dude, got a cool style, you know what I mean? Got a badass nickname, Dead Game. That's a cool fucking name. Sounds like he should join the fucking Suicide Squad, dude. But I'm gonna pick Themba Gorimbo to win this one. I think he's just more well-rounded. He's a lot bigger than Pete Rodriguez. Pete Rodriguez was trying to fight at lightweight, which I think suits him a lot better. I mean, you look at the height difference and the reach difference. I think Pete Rodriguez at lightweight would be a bit of a monster because he does have decent defensive grappling. I've seen him like stuff takedowns before, but I just think Themba Gorimbo's cardio, his grappling, his size, he's going to get this one done by decision, or I may pick Themba Gorimbo by late submission. I think if he wears on Pete Rodriguez, you know, he keeps taking him down, he'll find his way to the back and get a rear naked choke or something like that. I'm going to pick Themba Gorimbo by late submission or decision in this fight. I think he's going to get this one done. Yeah, Themba Gorimbo, let's do it, bro. Main event of the prelims, we got, oh no, it's not actually, I know what's up next. We got Azat Maxim versus Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson's a sneaky, like, you know, pick here. He's 13-6. That's kind of a misleading record. He's actually pretty decent, but I think Azat Maxim's just going to take him down, out wrestle him, win a pretty, like, you know, chill decision. You know, some light, you know, a chill little decision, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to pick Azat Maxim by decision. I just think he's a better wrestler. You see a guy that's 17-0. A lot of the time, if they've won a fight in the UFC, you're like, okay, bro, they're going to keep this rolling for a long time. That's a reason that I pick a lot of guys that are undefeated. Like, sometimes you get them in on their first fight, that might be the one that they lose. But if they win that first fight, like he beat Tyson Nam, very close decision, but he was able to take down Tyson Nam, which nobody else was able to do. I think he's pretty solid. And I think at flyweight, a lot of people are able to take down Charles Johnson. So I think Azat Maxim will be able to do the same. And he's going to get the W by a decision. Let's move on. Maybe a submission, but I'm going to say decision. Main event of the prelims, dude. Oh my fucking god. Molly McCann versus Diana Belbita. Hey, Diana Belbita. And what's up with you, girl? Yo. Like I said, dude, Molly McCann, not very good, right? But I do think she's gonna beat Diana Belbita because Diana Belbita, you watch her strike, dude, it's like she's sparring and everyone else is fighting, dude. So I think Molly McCann's just gonna stuff any takedowns that Belbita throws. She's going to just get in the pocket and swing hard and land big damaging shots. And I think we're going to see a Molly McCann decision win. Just landing big hooks, big shots to the body as well. I think she'll be looking for that spinning elbow at some point as well, like she always does. And Belbita's probably just going to try and touch her up at range. Like, you know, leg kick, couple jabs, you know, flick out the jab, flick and pop with the jab. But I don't think she's going to do enough damage to win this fight. I think Molly McCann's going to win a decision. So let's move on to the main card. Opening up, we got Gilbert versus Charles Radke, bro. And Charles Radke, very famous man for his post-fight press conference at UFC 293. I think a lot of people are picking him because of that. They don't remember the fight. Bro was struggling with fucking Blood Diamond, dude. Bro was struggling with Blood Diamond. I'm picking Gilbert Urbina by KO, dude. I'm picking Urbina by KO. Or low-key, I may pick Gilbert Urbina by submission because Gilbert Urbina, he's probably going to hurt Radke at some point, and Radke's more of a grappler than a striker, dude. Right? I know the Blood Diamond fight, he didn't really get to wrestle too much. He was trying, but it wasn't working. But that's tough. But I can see Urbina hurting Radke, and Radke shoots like a really bad shot and gets submitted. So I'm going to say Gilbert Urbina finishes him in round 1 or round 2. I think he's a pretty decent prospect at welterweight. I think you look at his loss to Brian Battle, and it was like very misleading at the time. It was like, Jesus Christ, dude. But Brian Battle's not bad. Like, he's actually on a good streak. He's actually pretty good. So I would say that that's not a bad loss for Gilbert Urbina. I think he also fought Sean Brady and lost by decision. So that's pretty impressive as well. When you consider the fact that you look at his record, you're like, oh, you know, 7-3, nothing special. But I mean, Brian Battle, Sean Brady, that's not a bad 2 losses to have building your way up into the UFC. So with that reasoning in mind, Charles Radke struggling with the GOAT Blood Diamond. I mean, I know Blood Diamond's a future Hall of Famer, but I'm going to pick Gilbert Urbina by TKO or submission. Remember I said that, dude. Let's move on. Middleweight division. We got Ali Ashkab Khizriev versus Mahmoud Muradov. Mahmoud Muradov, more of a boxer. Pretty decent middleweight, I guess. You know, he's got some good highlights. But I think Ali Ashkab Khizriev is going to get this one done by submission. He's a very, very talented wrestler. He's a bit pudgy. You know, that does concern me. The fact that I'm literally more ripped than this fucking dude and he's a pro athlete. I'm literally a YouTuber and I'm in better shape than this fucking guy. I guarantee you I can run faster than this guy, dude. But with that being said, he's got good takedowns. He's got good submissions. And I think he's going to be able to take down Mahmoud Muradov, especially early on. I think he's going to, when they're not sweaty and he's not pudgy and sweaty and out of shape, I think he's going to get this one done by early submission. Just getting on the inside of a big hook and getting to the hips of Mahmoud Muradov, getting to the back, dragging him down, or just using a double leg and just taking him down. I think he's going to find a way to get Muradov down. And I can see Muradov giving up his neck, trying to get back up really quickly, or just getting flattened out and finding like a head and arm choke or, you know, something like that. I think Khizriev is going to win by submission round 1 or round 2. But it is a dangerous fight. If Muradov's like a huge underdog, I wouldn't be mad at that pick because he is pretty decent, dude. So let's move on. We got Viviane Araújo versus Natalia Silva. I'm going to pick Natalia Silva by decision, but I'm not confident at all because everyone else is picking her, dude. And I can just remember off the top of my head so many WMMA fights where people tell me, because I'm gonna be honest, I've never watched this motherfucker fight, dude. I don't give a fuck about WMMA. I've never watched Natalia Silva fight. I'm pretty sure when Araújo fought Grasso, I didn't even watch it because I was like, bro, I don't care, right? But listen, dude, I've seen so many WMMA fights where they're like, bro, this chick's actually really good. She's gonna fucking destroy this chick. Like everyone on Tapology's picking her. Like, you know, she's like a minus 700 favorite, like, because she actually has skills, which is like rare to find at women's divisions. And then they fucking lose. They get TKO'd or they get fucking submitted immediately. So I am worried about picking Natalia Silva. I can see Viviane Araújo just randomly dropping her and submitting her early on in round 1 or round 2. But I'm going to ride with Natalia Silva by decision. Again, I'm not confident. Remember this whole fucking rant that I went on, dude. I don't know what Natalia Silva is good at. I know she has good takedown defense. I'm going to pick her by decision. I'm going to assume that Viviane Araújo is on the decline, considering that, you know, she kind of goes up and down, right? Like, you have fights where you go, oh, that was pretty close with Grasso, it seemed like, right? People are saying, oh, she had a close fight with Grasso, right? And then she has other performances where I have watched her and been like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? So I'm going to say she's on the decline. She's 37. Natalia Silva is probably on the incline. And I think she's going to get a decision, just being more skillful, hopefully. I'm praying, dude. Let's talk about this featured fight, bro. We got Randy Brown versus Muslim Salikov. Shout out to my dog that I train with that loves Muslim Salikov, bro. He actually is obsessed with this dude. But I think it's going to be a bad night for Salikov, man. He's 39. He's getting worse and worse every performance. There was a period where I was like, you know what? This guy could beat some, like, decent guys. Like, he's actually got sneaky good power. You know, people underestimate him because he looks old. He's starting to, like, really show that age in his performances. And I think, you know, he's on that same kind of tier as, like, Tim Means, in my opinion. And I think Randy Brown would beat a guy like that. He's younger. He is a little bit chinny, but he knows what he's good at. Like, he's not trying to fucking, you know, get you out of there really quick anymore. I think he went through a phase where he was like, I'm going to try and smoke these guys. And he just got chinned. You know, he'd just get cracked and just kind of shell up, right? But I think now he knows that he basically has to win a decision to win these fights, and he's going to use his reach and he's going to use his jab. He's just going to play on the outside and just stay away from the power of Muslim Salikov. All he really has to watch out for is like the spinning kicks of Muslim Salikov, the right hand of Muslim Salikov, and that's about it, dude. You know, like there's not going to be much wrestling involved in this matchup, I believe. If it does, I think Randy Brown's big enough, good enough at defending takedowns to keep this standing, keep it at a boxing kind of range with his long reach. And I think Randy Brown's going to win a 29-28 decision. I think he'll have some trouble at spots in this fight with the power of Salikov. I can see Salikov just randomly catching him with something, and he kind of has a scare. But if you're able to survive 3 rounds with Chaos Williams and win a decision, I know it's a close fight, but I think I can trust you to take some shots from Muslim Salikov and win a decision. Randy Brown is my pick. Let's talk about this co-main event, dude. I'm fucking hyped for this shit, man. Renato Moicano versus Drew Dober. Should have been the main event. Let's be fucking real, you guys. This should have been the main event, dude. This is a more interesting fight, more intriguing matchup than Roman Dolidze and fucking Nasruddin Imavov. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I feel like Lucas Tracy giving out these nicknames, bro. But listen, man. This is a better fight. And it comes down to this. Is there going to be ring rust from Moicano bad enough to where Dober can chin him in the first 2 rounds? I think I'm going to say Drew Dober will win this by KO in the first 2 rounds. But there is a world where Renato Moicano hurts Dober, gets on his neck, taps him out, because that's how Moicano wins. He is good at wrestling, but he doesn't necessarily use it so much. And I think coming off a really bad string of injuries, he hasn't fought since November 2022. right? Like, he hasn't fought in almost 2. I fought more recently than fucking Renato Moicano, dude. So that worries me. And I think that's going to stall out his ability to just chain wrestle really easily. I think it's going to be hard for him. I think he's going to be a bit slow and sluggish early on in the striking and get lit up a bit. And I just think that's just a bad way to be against Drew Dober. I don't think you want to be rusty going into a fight against Dober. If you're sharp and you're able to mix it up, I trust him to beat Drew Dober. Like Moicano coming off no layoff, I think he can beat Drew Dober pretty easily. I think he can crack him, take him down, get on his neck and tap him out. But I think with the ring rust, the injuries, Moicano's chin is a bit sus as well sometimes. I know he's been cracked by, big punches, but TKZ putting you out in like a minute, Jose Aldo was able to get him out of there at featherweight. I know part of it's the weight cut. RDA was busting him up really badly in the striking, and RDA is not looking that good at the moment. I do think that it's a bit concerning, and I'm going to go with Drew Dober by round 1 or round 2 TKO. I think he's going to hurt Moicano in the feet and just follow him to the ground, just ground and pound. Maybe a slightly early stoppage. I can see that happening. Like, Moicano fucking gets up and kind of complains about it, because he does have a good chin. Like, he's chinny, like he's dropped easily, but he doesn't get put out bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see him getting finished, but complaining about it and being like, dude, what the fuck? I was fine. So I just think Drew Dober, like, he's got momentum. He's stayed active. He knows what he's good at. He knows what to look out for. I think the Bobby Green fucking fight was proof that, he can avoid big shots and put out a guy that has power in his hands that is pretty well-rounded. I know he's not the level of Moicano, but I would say they're similar in terms of skill. Like, Bobby Green and Renato Moicano both kind of belong at the bottom of the top 15. And I think Drew Dober putting him out, if he touches Moicano on the chin, I think he's going to put him down. And I think he's going to follow up with ground and pound TKO. Drew Dober, round 1 or round 2 KO is my pick. Let's talk about this fucking main event, you guys, dude. Dude, this is the biggest mid-off in fucking UFC history, dude. And I don't know what it is. This is completely unrelated to my pick. I can't stand either of these guys. I don't know what it is about their faces. I can't stand Roman Dolidze. He's a fucking meathead. Nasruddin Imavov, he's French. Like, do I have to say anything? No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I just, something about both these guys, I don't like them. So take that for what it's worth. And that's going to remove some bias from my pick, I think, dude. I'm picking Imavov by decision. I think it's going to be a 49-46 Imavov decision. I think he's going to just leg kick Roman Dolidze at range, jab him up to the face, and body kick him. And the only way Nasruddin Imavov loses this fight is if he decides to wrestle Roman Dolidze and just take him down. Every single Dolidze fight, I watch this guy just stand there fucking menacingly and get fucking kickboxed up, dude. And then the only way this guy fucking wins, he's like getting completely fucking outstruck, like outboxed at range, just plodding forward, just glaring at the guy, getting beat up. Then they wrestle for something. They're like, oh, fuck it, I can do whatever I want to this guy. And they wrestle him. And then he fucking, submits them or some shit, or fucks them up with his jiu-jitsu. He's got really nice jiu-jitsu. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good power. I think Nasruddin Imavov is more well-rounded. He's got good takedown defense. You've seen him go 5 rounds against Sean Strickland, who puts on a crazy pace. He won round 5 against Strickland. He had good moments. I had that 48-47 for Strickland. That's a pretty good performance. That's a pretty good, loss that's aged quite well. When you look at how Izzy went against him, when you look at the damage that he did to Dricus du Plessis, I don't see Dolidze having the output and the actual skill with the pressure. I think he's going to pressure forward and swing big shots, but he's not going to have the accuracy or, the technique to make Imavov miss, to mix in takedowns, to actually land big shots consistently. Like, he's going to tag Imavov at some point, but that's about it. Dolidze's accuracy is not that good. Imavov has very good takedown defense accuracy. I think he's in 60-70%. The only way that Dolidze wins this, I don't usually say this, the only way Dolidze wins this is if Nasruddin Imavov makes a terrible mistake and he's just a fucking idiot. If Imavov has a brain between his fucking skull, he will win this by decision. So that's my thoughts on this main event. I just shit on both of these guys, but it is what it is, dude. Let me know your picks down below. What do you think of my picks? By the way, I'm the best predictor on YouTube statistically. The guy in the comments will back me up. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the Bedtime BICKS, drop a like, dude. Subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. I'm going to drop a video on the UFC 300 main event when Dana announced it. My prediction is Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 3. That's my prediction. I'm recording this before he's announced it. That's my prediction. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, like I said, drop a like, subscribe. Go follow me on the gram at Bedtime MMA. See you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.